thing.
We are live.
All right. That sounds good. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
I pushed it early. I was ready to go. We are
amped. Guys, this is Friday with the Founders. My name is E.R. Wolf. I'm one of the co-founders here at Elify. And this is the chance we get to, on a weekly basis, talk all things Elify. So I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. Thanks for joining us. And Guy, as we typically do each and every week, let's take a minute to just talk about who Elify is, what Elify is, and what this community is all about. So great to see familiar faces. Anna, good to have you on, and great to see some new faces as well. If you get a chance and you're new to this call, go ahead and throw in, introduce yourself, put it in the chat, let us know where you're calling in from, those types of things. It's always great to have new people on the call, and we want to welcome you to the community. So Elify is a technology company first and foremost, and our focus is on creating micro technologies that anybody can leverage to help boost their business. What do we mean by that? We're focused on really three core areas of business success. That is our networking, our marketing, and our referring that happens within our business. We understand the power of networking, and that most of us accomplish in our life has to do with our networks and the relationships that we have. In order to support that, we've created two solutions, and we're always looking to add new features and new solutions to that available tool bag, if you will. The first solution is Shuffle, and Shuffle has landing pages, digital business cards, QR codes, links, all those things that you would need to create an online digital presence, get out and send the right information to the right person at the right time, and track that information so that you can build the relationship and obviously convert more customers. In addition, we recently launched TAP, which is NFC technology, near field communication, and it basically makes sharing your information in real life as simple as tapping somebody's mobile device with an NFC solution. So you can put it right on there. And we have a lot of users in this community that are using that when they're out and about networking. So with that being said, it really is about finding and identifying solutions that are beneficial to business, and then simplifying and scaling them down and truly making them accessible to the masses. That's the key, right? We want everybody to have access to amazing technology so that they can support their business. But with that being said, just having the right tools isn't always the overall solution. It's also about having the right knowledge and the right skills. And that's why over time, Elify truly has become a community of like-minded individuals and business professionals who are coming together and understand that it's about acquiring the right knowledge, skills, and tools and putting them into action in our business so that we can maximize our success together as a community. So Guy, with that being said, I'm going to get off my soapbox here, pass it over to you, and we'll continue on with Friday with the Founders.
Awesome. Implementation, right? That's the key in anything in life, in business, in making adjustments. Welcome, everybody. It is a cold, chilly morning here in Colorado. We had enough snow that I should have got the snowblower out, but I didn't. I was like, I'm going to get the big shovel out. I'm going to push it. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to think about some things, get my day set off. And it really helped me. It got me energized, amped, ready to go for today. You know, we've been talking all week about the idea or the concept of what's one thing, the one thing we need to do, what can we control? And while I was outside, it was cold. It was 4 degrees. And a little bit chilly. So what did I need to do? Well, I needed to build up a sweat, get that going. But I started thinking about that in business and in life, that I'm out here, and if I wasn't doing anything and I'm cold, what am I going to do? I'm going to go inside. I'm going to adjust the thermostat and warm up. And I think the same thing happens in life.
Yeah, make a change.
Right? If you don't like what you have, you should adjust your thermostat and make a change. And so many people just refuse to. They refuse to go get warm. They stay cold. They keep staying in the same state that they're in. Maybe it's the same state of mind frame, whatever they're doing, instead of finding different things or taking steps to adjust. While thinking about all of this, I started thinking about many years ago, we had a mentor in business.
Yeah.
And we were asking him questions about moving forward. And he goes, what is one thing you guys need to do?
Yeah.
Well, we need to talk to one person. We need to find one customer.
Yep.
And so we did that. And our next meeting the following week, 7 days later, we had 7 new customers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? We talked to one person.
Yep.
One person a day. A few weeks ago, James put it out there that 5 calls, 5 texts, 5 emails, 5 happy birthdays, anniversaries.
Yeah.
That was 5 times each thing that we did.
Yeah.
We're talking one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever, 5. His is 25 times more than what we were doing.
Yep.
And we stayed consistent with it was a big thing, because weeks started compounding, and those 7 went to 14, went to 28, went to hundreds to thousands. And I think if we're going to get into opportunity of what's available from Elify and bringing micro technologies, and sometimes technology isn't, so exciting to talk about. It's a solution that I can use to get a task done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's some pretty cool solutions to get some tasks done that's provided from Elify. We know we have basically digital landing pages. I'd almost just call them mobile landing pages, because digital speaks both mobile and desktop.
Yep. We
have digital landing pages. We've got QR codes. We've got NFC technology. We've got networking all baked in. Micro technologies, 4 micro technologies, 1 application. But when we break those out, they're projected to be $150 billion industries.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to say, it's a $3 billion industry in the digital business card landing page space. It's a $35 billion industry in QR codes and NFC. And it's an $80 billion industry in networking. And we get an opportunity to talk to people about utilizing solutions, coming into a community that's going to support them in their everyday lives.
Yeah.
Right? Matthew, welcome. Solar company out of Texas. We're excited to have you on and hope we can express and show you how this solution can help you market, get information out to more people, help maybe your team members, if you've got team members, to do the exact same thing, replicate what you do. They don't always have to call you to get, what do I say to this person that I'm talking to? Yep. Sharing those types of information, make it very seamless. Oh, you know who the right person to talk to is? It's Matthew. I'm just going to share his information with you.
Yep.
That is, I think, the exciting thing that is going into business, where we're evolving to today here in 2022, moving into 2023. There's questions in a lot of people's minds on what's going to happen with their job security. Sure. Right 3 miles from me, Amazon is building one of the largest distribution centers. It's 5 stories. It's 5 million square feet. Think that is ridiculous. It is giant. And they just came out this week saying all they're doing is building the shell, and that's it. Nothing else. They're not going to do anything with it because Amazon laid off 13,000 people this last week.
Yeah.
How many did Facebook lay off? Thousands of people.
Yeah.
Like, people don't know what they're going to do. They have some talents. They have some knowledge in things that they might want to do, but there's opportunities that are available to those individuals. They're high tech. A lot of those people are maybe Shuffle and Elify is below them in their knowledge base of technology. But it can be a very simple solution, a very simple conversation with individuals to say, maybe you need to get a resume shared. You can do that here on this platform. You can put your resume in a digital form. What's crazy is I know who's going to be viewing it and when they're going to be viewing it. I can follow up with them. I can be the assertive type of person that they might be looking for.
That's right.
So, going back to the topic for the week, doing one thing and what you're in control of, it's your mind. It's your activity. Years ago, it was talking to one person.
That's right.
And what we did with it is yesterday we talked intensity versus consistency. We were intense and we were consistent. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that a lot of people, if you are intense and consistent with it, will inevitably see massive change either in your own mind or in your business.
Yep. Guy, I think it's so true. Like, at some point in time, you look at your situation, and all of us are in our own situations right now, and you say, am I uncomfortable? Am I dissatisfied? Do I want more? And again, everybody has that own internal conversation. And it goes back to what you said. And I was in that same situation, shoveling snow this morning. Woo, I'm uncomfortable out here. I got to get the job done, but I'm uncomfortable. And I want to change my situation as soon as possible. I want to get inside and I want to get warm. And that was the one thing, the one change. And going back to that mentor that we had, I remember, we wanted to go out, and I'm going to use a sports analogy, and we wanted to shoot 3-pointers and just put buckets in our business. And this mentor came to us and said, look, you guys are shooting 3-pointers and you're not making any baskets. Do this one thing. Go up right next to the hoop and do a layup and just get a point. And start with that one thing and build on that. And after you get comfortable with that, take a step back and take a step back and take a step back, and then all of a sudden you're like Curry and you're just putting in buckets. It's a process that we can all implement if we acquire the right knowledge, the right skills, and the right tools to use in whatever we're doing. And I think that's what it boils down to. It doesn't have to be more complex than that. And I think everybody makes it out to be in their mind more complex than it has to be. And that's really the goal here at Elify, is to sort of pull back the curtains and say, it doesn't have to be this complex, right? Do one thing at a time, get a plan together, execute on your plan, make sure you have the right tools and you're optimizing the way that you're working, especially here in the 21st century. And we have access to so much capability and so much technology in this day and age. If you're not using it and leveraging it to advance you forward, you're actually at a disadvantage. And so this is why, Guy, you and I really focused in on saying, how do we create tools that can support other people? Because the reality is the world is made up of small businesses, guys. 99.9% of businesses worldwide are small businesses, 5, 10 or less individuals. For most of us, maybe we're solopreneurs or husband and wife team, and we're wearing all the hats in our business. Guys, US 30 plus million registered small businesses, 100 million registered worldwide. 40%, I'm a numbers guy, you're going to come to find this over time, 40% of small businesses still don't have an online presence. Think about that. If somebody's searching for you, when's the last time you searched for something online and realized that 40% of the potential businesses out there aren't showing up? That's huge opportunity for them. We see that as a huge opportunity to help those businesses advance forward and create that presence and, stake their claim at the trillions of dollars in online transactions that are happening. From that, we realize that we interact with people offline as well, but we want to create an experience for them so we can segue online and offline together. This is where high tech and high touch come together. And I think that's so important in this day and age. That we really find paths to support that in people's businesses. And then I think it's just the community, guys. I can't express this enough. I know I've had conversations, Anna this week multiple times, Kathy this week, Jeff, everybody on this call, when you guys participate as a community, we are networking and collaborating together. And I think this really highlights the importance of networking within the success that we all individually see. And Guy, we talked about this a lot this week. I can't think of anything I've accomplished in life success-wise that I couldn't attribute to some degree to the network of people that surround me, the people that I've met and worked with, the people that they've introduced me to, how they've helped me and I've helped them across the board. And I think that's something that we really want to lean into within the Elify community, because we have to understand that the solutions that we're targeting are helping us market. And there's a lot of us out there creating marketing material and sharing that out, right? But it's also intended to help us network with each other to build our audience, guys, to build our audience and then to refer. And if we're all referring or at least empowered to refer each other, there's going to come a time when we're going to meet somebody who we know we need to introduce to somebody else within this community. And because of the solution and the tool and the capabilities that has, I have everybody the ability to introduce any of us at any time within my pocket, guys. That is so powerful. And if you become a super connector as part of the Elify community, if you really step into that, I think you'll realize what that power looks like in the results that it can create.
It's about, it's about having that digital presence. We all talk about it, right? Having something to share. Everyone's, sharing the cards here in chat and everything. You guys, those are awesome. And I know Kathy, being the master trainer she is, will give great feedback. I know Jeff, we talked about it yesterday about, getting on social and sharing cards with everyone and getting feedback and potentially sharing the code. If that's a card that someone would like to have, giving that to them. It's having that digital presence. We know through our research and working with our development team and talking about, the old way of doing websites, right? To say that this year Forbes put out saying that 68% of the Fortune 500 companies, 68% of them are moving away from websites and moving to digital landing pages, something that's more specific, that they're not driving confusion to individuals whenever they're searching or they're looking for things. And I know last week we were talking about just different metrics and looking at the website space. Do we know that there's 1.4 billion websites right now? There's an average of 252,000 websites created a day. That's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that someone's putting into those. But the crazy stat is 83% of those websites are inactive.
Crazy.
1.4 billion and 83% are inactive. People aren't getting their message out. They're not getting in front of people, right? The websites were really designed to throw money at your SEO and trying to drive traffic to your website. And there's been a shift, there's been a change where we have to take that control ourselves. And you can share it individually. You can share it within a community that can then reshare and refer. And that's where we see things going. And that's why we love the advancements that are happening and the growth of the community, and knowing that there's so many people that are looking or are using something that is antiquated, no longer. Think about if the millennial age are doing things totally different, and that's the way that businesses are sort of going to have to shape and shift into. We have a chance to stake a claim. We have a chance to be the front runners in providing those type of elements to everyone. You already talked about it's hundreds of millions of registered businesses in the world. To be able to provide something to them that they're in control of.
Yep. Well, look, here, first of all, here's the biggest opportunity, guys. The biggest opportunity is finding ways that we can leverage our community and these tools to benefit our individual businesses and take them forward and advance them forward. That, first and foremost, is our biggest goal and mission here at Elify, is to support you and your success. And then beyond that is to allow you guys to capitalize on the opportunity to join us in our mission to spread the word about Elify to other people and stake your claim in a portion of that revenue that you help create. And we'll talk about that later. But what I want to do right now is, if you are somebody who is using Elify solutions in your business right now and seeing results, I want to hear from you. What are you doing? How are you using it? What has the experience been like? What have the results been like? Because we spent a lot of time this week and on the Thursday roundtable call that we have talking about strategies and things that we could be implementing that could take our business to the next level. We've heard on past calls where, brokerages for insurance are using this technology to close hundreds of new clients on a monthly basis. We've heard, again, of other users who are using it to close 8 figures in new business. And that's really what the goal is if we can elevate your business and simplify your life with the tools, first and foremost, that's what we want to help accomplish within Elify. And then if you're realizing the benefits of these tools and of this information, we want to encourage you to turn around and re-share that information with other people. So again, if you have a story or a testimonial, we'd love to invite you, raise your hand or unmute yourself to come up and share. And if you have a strategy that's been working for you that you think everybody in the group should know about, please share that strategy. Anna, I saw your hand go up. Go ahead. And there is a reactions button in Zoom. If you guys want to raise your hand, we can queue those up as well.
Well, luckily, my name starts with an A, so I'm usually towards the top. I just wanted to share that it took me a while to figure out what I was doing with Elify. But once I had a handle on it, I tracked it for the first 30 days of really using it at the 5, and this was months ago, at like 5 a day, sending out emails. I tripled my leads, active leads, in 1 month.
Powerful.
I'm not a big, I love networking. I really enjoy it, but I'm not big on sending stuff out. I was amazed at how many people responded just to the technology idea. So yeah, 3 times. And that's in my holiday promotion. I tripled my lead generation in 1 month.
I mean, let's just, Anna, first of all, thank you so much for sharing that. Congratulations on the success and the increase on the inbound leads. Imagine this. Walk up to any business, guys. Think about this. Walk up to any business and ask them if they'd like to increase their leads by 300%. Think about that. Are they going to turn to you and say, no? The first thought is like, I would love to triple my leads, but how much is that going to cost? You know what I mean? Like, what's my cost per acquisition as a business owner? I'm always thinking about money going in or money coming in and money going out and trying to play arbitrage and have enough left over to have a profit. And you're saying that you found something that's tripled your leads? Tell me more. Again, I think that there's such opportunity because, Anna, your story, I hate to say it, it's not unique, right? Other people are using Shuffle to generate more leads, and that's part of it. We talk about creating landing pages that have lead capture forms, or the proverbial virtual fishbowl at an event, or all these ways where you can collect information from other people and really start having an inbound list to work. And I think that's part of it, right? If our network is our net worth, and part of that building of our network is generating leads, and then working those leads, the more you have coming in, the more opportunity you have to grow and scale your business. So amazingly powerful testimonial there, Anna. And I encourage you to continue to strategize and ramp those leads up even more. We would all, I think, love to have the problem of having more leads than we can work. Think about that. Right? I hear that as one of the most common things that people are looking for. I just need more people to come to my website, or more leads, or more people to talk to. And I think that is one facet of business. We call it the lead generation vertical, right? How much can I fill up the pipeline to have people to talk to? And how can I strategize and implement technology that's going to help me fill up that pipeline? And then you've got to work those leads, right? I mean, think about the people who come back from networking events and they've got a stack of business cards. Those are all leads, but they end up setting them on the desk and they never work them. So once you have leads coming in, it's all about leveraging the technology to build the relationships, build the bridge, and really allow those people to make an informed decision to do business with you. Then the inbound leads increase the inbound business. And then ultimately at the end, after you've gotten a customer, We want to make sure you're empowering every one of your customers to have an amazing experience where you fulfill on your offering to them, right? You retain them for lifetime customers, and they turn around and they bring you your next series of leads. And these are all part of our mission in building these technologies to support those aspects of your business. So Anna, thank you.
I want to say kudos to you for that, Anna. I also like to say that's part of your story, right? From the aspect of we Jeff's all about copy, and we talked about it yesterday. Would you like to know how to grow your prospects or your leads by 300%? I can show you how.
Well,
that's
the amazing part. This is the amazing part. We have Small Business Saturday coming up. And one of the organizations I belong to is having a whole holiday specials put out there. So you can make your little ad and your links and all that kind of stuff on there. Well, I decided I'm not going to build to my normal business. I'm going to give away free digital business cards for the next 3 months on that platform.
I love it.
And that's all it says is claim your free digital business card here.
I love it. I mean, think about this. This is now, Anna, in my mind, that's being a servant leader, right? Going out there and saying, hey, I want to help you guys. I've already realized some success with leveraging this tool. And that's our mission, right? We want everybody to leverage the tool first and foremost to see success in whatever their primary focus is. And once you realize that, we want you guys to turn around and help us share the word. Because if you're new to this call, you have to understand that even though we've been around for about a decade, even though Shuffle and Tap as they exist, Tap's been around going on a little bit less than a year, Shuffle for about 5 to 6 years now, that we've grown 100% through word of mouth. And we all know and understand how powerful word of mouth marketing is in any business. It's the number one form of marketing. So if it's the number one form of marketing and we can encourage that, here's how you encourage word of mouth, right? Your customer has to turn into a brand champion in order to turn around and share you with somebody they think would benefit from you. In all word of mouth, right? So for us, the primary focus is fulfilling on our obligation to help and support you in taking your business to the next level, and then encouraging you to share your experience and your story with other people so that they can realize that exact same benefit. We talk about the high tide raising all ships. That's the abundance mentality when we all work together for the betterment of small business. So Anna, again, I commend you for taking those steps and really helping to support our mission in serving other people and helping them realize the same benefits that you've achieved. And if there's anything we can do to support you in that effort, as always, let us know. We're here to support. Anybody else, please, we'd love to hear from you, your experience, what has helped you accomplish, anything like that. Please.
I'll throw one out.
Yeah, go ahead, Howard.
Okay, so what has been very good for me with Shuffle is I'm a real estate broker.
Mm-hmm.
And with open houses, what happens is most people don't want to give up their information. Mm-hmm. And so I do a property card and with a QR code. Then they have to click the QR code. Then they have to give up their login, their information to get by that to see the information on the house. And it's great for when the property isn't open because you just put it on brochures out front of the house. Yeah. And people drive by and they want the information. They click the QR code. Then they have to give up their contact information to get by that. So that's it's been a very good tool for me for that. So.
I love that idea and that strategy, especially for the vertical of real estate guys. Think about this, right? Howard, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of your main goals as an agent or as a broker is to, one, get additional listings to list, or two, find buyers who are looking to buy. I mean, you accomplish those two things. And maybe if you get a listing to list, you're then become the buyer's agent after they sell to help them find their next property. So having a steady stream of people who are looking or interested in houses for you to work as relationships and building that network is so powerful. And having somebody come in and scan the QR code, now they're doing the data entry and they're doing it in a format that, what is the analog version of that? I remember going to open houses and they'd have that sheet, the sign-in sheet, right? People would put down their name. It's chicken scratch. You can't read it, all of that type of stuff. put the digital layer on that, and now they're scanning a QR code, filling out a form, giving you their contact information, also they can see the listing card, which has, all the information, number of bedrooms, baths, pictures of the rooms, etc., virtual tour. And then I also love that it does work for you guys. This is the power of technology. I learned this 20 years ago, and I still don't understand why not everybody has that epiphany. Technology works for us when we're sleeping, right? Just what Howard was saying, when I close the door to that open house and I'm going to pick up the signs or whatnot, or, it's the weekend and I'm at a different open house, people who are walking by can still interact with the digital content that I've created about that property. Like, I used to love waking up in the morning. Now it's become second place, but waking up in the morning and realizing that while I was sleeping, my landing pages were generating me leads or income or sales, all of that type of stuff. If you're not capitalizing on that in your business right now, man, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, and that's opportunity that's being lost. And it's not hard to capitalize on. And that's really what we're focused on within this community, is how can we all capitalize on the different strategies that can best benefit us. So Howard, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you. And again, best of luck with scaling on the real estate side. I love those ideas on how you're using it. Anybody else? We'll have maybe one or two more. Yeah, Jeff, go ahead. You're good.
Things happening here. So, as always, I like to listen first. And the real estate, so let me add in there. If you were on the call yesterday, I was able to show you one of the many pictures. Now the listing is full. And you don't think that I'm going to, even though it's listed, I got a realtor and all that, you don't think that I'm going to whip together a quick real estate card with all the images and links to the real estate site and all that. I just haven't got to it yet. But anyway, that is a great idea. And, it's a great service thing. I think it would be cool. I've always said for real estate, since we're on that topic, if you're a realtor, to actually get your own free digital listing card, because usually if you're a realtor, I got to believe you only have so many listings at once. Right? You got a whole organization of people, but generally, you got 5, 10, 15, maybe listings. So it's not overwhelming to make a template, have your basic card with your picture and all that, pop in each listing and whatever, direct it to the house. And I get my own digital business card from Jennifer's my realtor right now. If I got that from her instead of just, here's the website link, it's like your own personalized digital card, and all of a sudden I can track. I know when people are looking at my real estate. So anyway, I'm jumping on that topic.
Yep.
Real estate is huge. And my realtor, I've visited with her before. We're going to get her on board with us here and her whole team. So, you wanted an example, and then also if you at some point, a guy in ER and Kathy, if you guys could take just a couple minutes and give us sort of a reteach of the review, because literally I have not been in the old builder for a while, and I'm trying to do graphics and I'm like, I can't do this. So I kind of got to get a refresh. I have a couple of questions about the strategy and actually implementing it, because I was trying to use the old builder, and I thought you said something about you can use the new builder, but the free card is in the old builder. Is that correct?
It is that free card template, and we'll talk about a little bit of this later on, but the free offering with the free business card that can be used by anybody still uses what we call the mobile builder. So it's not necessarily an old builder and a new builder, it's a mobile builder and a desktop builder. So the free business card template is in the mobile builder, but for those with premium access, you've got an advanced builder. We call it the desktop builder or advanced builder, that allows you to basically build whatever page you can envision. To Jeff, your point, if you learn how to use the mechanics of the builder. And like what Anna said, the learning curve that comes with the adoption of any new technology. But once you acquire those skills, you can write your own ticket on what you can create. So much so we even have users who are layering on that additional service, creating other people's cards because they've gotten so good at the builder, and they're charging or creating a new revenue stream from that. So Jeff, definitely want to cover it. I would encourage you, if you're new to this call, we all know we do calls pretty much every day of the week for about an hour a day. Tuesday's call would be the best day to cover a lot of that, where we do Tech Tuesday. So it's an hour call every Tuesday. The community that comes on to go through that call, we answer direct questions and sort of go through things specifically on that. And that would be a perfect time to run through some of those advanced builder strategies, because once you understand those mechanics, it makes building a lot easier. The other thing I want to add that you sparked my imagination when we talk about strategies, and we were talking about this vein of real estate. Every time a house gets listed in our neighborhood where I live, people are sometimes just gaga to get into this neighborhood. Yeah. And so they're trying to let their friends know, right? Like, hey, a house just came on the market. I'm not going to go grab a flyer from the house that just came on the market and mail it to a friend. But if I had a scan that I could scan, or Jeff, to your point, if you've got a listing card, man, you might want to go around to all the neighborhoods. Hey, I know you just realized that this house has come on the market. I wanted to give you the virtual listing, make it easier for them to find. And if you know anybody looking to come into the neighborhood, we'd appreciate you sharing this with them. I mean, again, it's empowering the referral, but the way I think about it, like how it works here, that's how my best friend became my neighbor, right? I said, hey guys, we're going to put my house on the market, but if you want it before it goes on the MLS, here you go. It's almost like the back of the listing thing that typically happens if you already have a list of buyers out there, or potential buyers, or your neighbors do. So throwing that idea out there. Yeah, I saw Kathy, you just posted on there, taking those listings and posting them into Nextdoor. And again, this is where a lot of community stuff happens, right? When we talk about networking and referring, we're all on this call. We all on average have access to 600 other people. And in most cases, this is the social spheres and the passive communities that we belong into, where we don't know everybody. We still have access to those individuals. And I've seen time and time again where somebody in one of the virtual communities that we're involved with, whether that's on Facebook or Nextdoor, asks for some type of recommendation. Anybody ever come across that? I know I've come across it all the time, where somebody's like, oh my gosh, my neighbors, I was picking the kids up from school, and I said, how's the day going? It's great, except for we opened the garage door and there was water coming down through the ceiling, and our clothes washer just broke. And so now my husband's frantically trying to figure out how to, fix the damage and get a new clothes washing machine. And do you know anybody, was the next question that follows up from that. Imagine this, guys. If you are a plumber, if you are a handyman, if you are a tradesman who works with repair, and you have a card, you're now enabling people to go on ahead and refer you business. And we've seen that as one strategy, where as long as you're empowering people to refer you business, can create hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in additional revenue to your business just based on the referrals. So again, for solar, every time you get a solar client, great opportunity to give that client your digital information after the fact, maybe before the fact, so that they can make an informed decision to purchase solar from you, but after they become a customer, so that they can sort of share that around to all their neighbors when the neighbors are asking, wow, I saw that you just installed solar. It becomes an opportunity to not just sell to people, but to sell through people. And I think that's what small business, in my mind, is all about, where we all work together within our local communities to grow our businesses.
I think, go ahead, Jeff, and then
I was just going to, so I got sidetracked there with that question, guys, but I did what you asked. The question, or the prompt for us, was to share kind of a success, and sometimes it's what we've done and sometimes what we're going to do. And I just literally have implemented the Elify solution onto a page that I'm building. And I don't want to embarrass ER, so get ready to blush here a little bit. When we met in Colorado, he made a couple things, and I'm as a coach and a teacher, I'm very coachable. A lot of times teachers and coaches are not very coachable. They think they know it all. I have learned to change and modify, and I've worked my fanny off, ER, since I got back to get the branding consistent and do all that and get the messaging. But and how I'm going to actually implement, our Elify strategy as a company. We literally were on a call last night. I'm so excited. We were, when you start getting the PayPal and the Stripe and all that stuff connected for money coming in and money going out to your affiliates. And so do you mind if I share screen and show you how I'm plugging in?
Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
There's going to be multiple avenues, but you guys can, just whatever, you can always steal ideas, but I'm going to go ahead and, this is just one of the many pages here that, but this is a pricing, you always have to have a pricing page. And so what I did was, I hacked the heck out of, here, I got to make sure I'm getting the right screen here on. There we go. Okay. Can you guys see my message? I cleaned up my desktop a little bit. Okay. So what I did was, this is in my editor mode. Let me just quickly, okay. So I hacked about, I was looking at Keep and Elify and, Zoom and all these different, things. And this is what I encourage you guys to do, is go out there, open up tabs. And, my project for the day was to work on a pricing block, right? So I went into actually Google Drive, where I've got some stuff. So anyway, this is what I did was, as far as Elify is, we give our basic thing, and then here's our value. I decided to come up with the word value add. A friend of mine actually is out in Colorado buying up apartments and stuff, and it's called value add. And so I wanted to, people are going to, say, well, what makes you different? I thought, why not we give value add features? And so guess what I did? I said, why wouldn't I give everybody a free Rocket digital card? And if they do the free trial, I'm going to have that available too. Even if you just try us out and it's not a fit, no big deal. You still get to keep your digital card. So what I'm going to try to do is, if somebody says, no, this is a concept that I learned from some very smart network marketers, is that it's called a funded proposal. And even though we're not a network marketing company, if they say no to your thing, like those of you that have a product, you sell cans of beverages, and someone says, you know what, I can't, it upsets my stomach, but I have this other, this item that might work for you, like a tool that you're talking about. So it's kind of a funded proposal is a concept that they use sometimes. Anyway, that was something that I decided to do here. And so Elify, even though it doesn't say Elify or Shuffle, see, I'm coming in around the back door where I'm pitching Elify Shuffle, but I'm not doing it right in your face. You're just going to get this free digital landing page. You're going to get this free digital card. And then from there, my next pages and stuff and videos will guide that person down that path to either come on board with us. If you don't, no harm, no foul. But if you do for your business or whatever else you want, this digital card might work. I'm going to have a pitch for that as they go. So that's the master plan to build my company. And in addition to also promoting Elify simultaneously, it's a hand in glove concept. You guys understand what that means? And so I think that's what ER and Guy, you guys have been telling us. You got your gig and you got Elify. Elify is the tool that helps you grow your gig, but you also can then, when they say no to whatever your primary business is, or yes, they can also then do the value add. So I would encourage all of you to steal that term, bonus, whatever you want. You're all welcome to use value add proposition that you add to your primary, unique proposition that you're trying to offer to people.
ER, you muted.
Good thing I didn't go too far down that thought. What I love, Jeff, about that is, think about this. If you are somebody who leverages other individuals, right? You have a team, you have a network, you're part of an organization, and you have a tool, and the tool is working for you, then it would behoove you to benefit everybody by getting everybody to use the same tool. So, Jeff, the fact that you're positioning it as a Rocket Call digital business card is supporting your organization by leveraging the tool to scale the primary focus. And to your point, it's also in a way a passive exposure back over into Shuffle, so that whether they remain with Rocket Call or not, to your point, they still have the tool. So it's almost this double whammy. You get to kill two birds with one stone, as they say, because you're benefiting both the primary focus of Rocket Call and the secondary focus of Elify in the same vein. And I think this is true to a lot of individuals out there, especially if you're part of a larger organization. We talk to people all the time where it's like, I implemented Shuffle as a sales representative within my organization. I started seeing progress, and then all of a sudden my manager's asking me, what are you doing? I showed them my system, my process, and where I've infused the digital business card and some of the other features to support me. And now we're implementing it across the entire team, where everybody's speaking with a common voice. Everybody's using the same solution. All of that can have a compounding effect on how efficient the business runs, right? And then the resulting impact that it can have in the business. So I think that's super powerful. Great idea, Jeff. I also think free guys, I mean, there are a lot of people out there doing marketing or selling a product that might be a higher ticket product, and they're looking to create that value stack that, Jeff, you're talking about, that might include things like tripwires or other offers that somebody can come in and get, that then start to build the onboarding list for those bigger items down the line, right? You want to collect their information? Great. I'm going to give you this for free. Just give me your information. You know what I mean? And that's the value exchange that happens with some of those tripwires.
Yeah. Let me just add the final thing. I didn't show you I did we've been talking about making a hub, a marketing hub with your Elify solution. And I've got at the bottom of the page, I didn't show you this, but I basically just hacked and modeled the brand new site that just came out from ClickFunnels. It's their new 2.0. And all the links are at the bottom. And everybody's like goes crazy with, oh, where's this, where's that? And I've got multiple places to send people. And so guess what? One of the best marketers on the planet, at the bottom of his page, he's like an agency. He's like this agency that helps $1 million companies. And at the bottom, in his links, you know what he has? The most powerful, or I can't remember what it says, but the most amazing, powerful, whatever you want to call it, marketing tool on the planet.
Yep.
Hyperlinks it. You click it. He's got his own company. Guess where that goes?
Yep.
It goes to his affiliate bridge page, which you can make with an Elify card.
Yep.
And then people sign up for the tool, even though they don't sign up for his very expensive marketing company. So that will be on the bottom here. I've got all my little product links, company help, FAQs, and then I'm going to have our secret weapon, or whatever you want to call it. I'll come up with something that will not say Elify Shuffle. It will say our marketing. And you guys can all do that because you all have your thing. That's what we talked about, the hyperlinks, the tabs, the buttons, say, and my favorite, or however you want to phrase it, this is my super powered marketing tool that I couldn't live without, hyperlink it. And then all of a sudden they're
going to where
kind of that little bridge, you make these little bridges from where they are to where you want them to go. You've got to create the bridge.
Yep. So true and so powerful. And guys, I mentioned it. The opportunity here is we want to support you in driving what you're currently doing and taking it to the next level. We also want to offer you the opportunity to help us grow and spread the word. And Guy mentioned it when he was talking, right? Digital business cards. Think about this, guys, because we did a survey. If Ruben was on here, he'd tell us the results of his survey. About 2 to 5% of the population understand, know, or implement what digital business cards are, what landing pages are. That means about 95 to 98% of the world does not know about it. By 2027, it's going to be over $3 billion industry. I mean, that's huge. If you saw that this big industry was starting to grow, multi-billion-dollar industry, you might want to pay a little bit of attention. But Guy, you also mentioned things like QR codes, guys. Ask yourself this question: 3-4 years ago, how versed were you guys in QR codes? Did they seem to be everywhere? They seem to be non-existent. Even though they've been around for 15 or 20 years, they were non-existent in the United States. Then something like COVID happens, right? Where this plague comes along and gets everybody, and now we're forced to be contactless and we have to scan information. And now QR codes are everywhere. QR codes are a $30 billion industry, guys. $30 billion annually. NFC cards. We've talked a little bit about this on the way to easily share information in person. A $35 billion industry, guys, by 2027. And most importantly, business networking. If your ears haven't been peaked up by $30 billion industries, $80 billion a year business networking. $80 billion a year. Now, let me ask you this. How much of those industries are you personally putting into your pocket? Because what we want to do here at Elify is allow everybody an opportunity to capitalize on helping us spread the word about Elify and stake their claim in the revenue that's going to be generated within those 4 industries. That's over $150 billion a year that businesses are spending to do digital business cards, QR codes, NFC technology, and business networking. And these are all things that are encompassed within the features of the Elify technologies, guys. So what we're doing is we're asking you guys to join forces with us to consider becoming an affiliate or an ambassador or maybe a community builder that's going to help us spread the word about Elify and about the solutions. And if you do that, here is our offer to you. We're going to allow you to create a passive residual income stream by getting paid just to share information about Elify, about Shuffle, about Tap, and help us locate our next customer. As I mentioned, for the last decade, we've gotten to where we are today through zero upfront marketing, right? We've relied on our customers to champion the next customer to come in based on their experience and their results. And in doing so, if you go out and help us find a customer, we will pay you not just one time for that customer, but for the life of that customer. And we'll pay you 10% of what they spend with us each and every month that they spend it. So if they subscribe to Shuffle every month, you get a little bit of that transaction for the life of that customer. And you can add on or refer as many people as you'd like to. Entirely up to you, 100% up to you. In addition to that, we understand and are such big champions of entrepreneurship and business ownership that we understand the power of leverage. And leverage is when we get to maximize not just our efforts, but the efforts of other people in generating us some income. This is pretty much how every business that has employees operates. Think about it, right? Do you think an employee gets paid what they generate or the value they create for that business? No, they get paid a fraction of that and the business keeps the rest. That's called leverage as a concept. We allow you to have leverage, not by getting employees. You don't have to have employees in this business. That's one of the benefits, but by showing other people how they can do the same thing, help us spread the word and take Elify to the masses. And in turn, you'll get an override, almost like a brokerage commission over those individuals at 8% a month for a full 6 degrees of separation. So as your individual efforts waterfall and radiate out from you, and you earn 10% on all of that, you're going to earn 8% on the volume that comes out from that. Whether those people are affiliates, whether they're ambassadors, or whether they're customers, it does not matter. All we look at is an affiliate model. If a sale gets made, who's in that chain of command from that sale? And everybody gets commissions. Our commissions are residual and you can cash out at any time. And if that's something that interests you, look, I'm going to encourage you to check out the affiliate program, dig a little bit deeper into our ambassador program, or even consider what we're going to be working on in the future in 2023, Guy, right? Which is this community development where we're all going to start networking with each other a lot more. So, Guy, with that being said, anything you want to add in closing, anything we need to show and tell, or any other last questions from anybody? This is your last call to action.
There are a few things that I want to cover. Earlier, conversations ago on today, Jeff, you had mentioned about, the difference between the mobile builder, the desktop builder, the power, the simplicity between the two. As a tech company, we listen to all that. And the future is one builder. It's one simple builder that is as powerful as the advanced builder. And so that is what we are working on right now. I know Kathy's chomping at the bit to be able to start training on it, but it's being worked on, and we're excited about being able to bring that to the table and offer. a little further back in some of the chat, Howard, you're asking, like the difference in having those QR codes on your signs, not knowing what your signs are. I know a lot of companies use metal signs. I know some use basically that cardboard type material that can be replaced really easy, taking it out of a hard plastic stand. My wife's also a realtor, so that's what they utilize. So with UV, fading those QR codes, it's a simple adjustment for those type of companies. Kathy's point that our QR codes, when utilizing QR codes, we want people to understand that the difference between a static QR code and a dynamic QR code. We provide dynamic QR codes. Kathy talked about when I have something going to a QR code and it's linking somewhere, okay, it's sort of set right now that I don't want to delete that card. I just want to edit it. So if I sold that house, that card no longer is relevant except for that space that it holds. So I go in and edit it to the new house and bring in the photography and any information about that home. Now, Kathy, I am going to actually bring you on because we had a conversation yesterday and you talked about talking with one of your team members and gals that you network with. And I know earlier up in conversation, you talked about, the great thing about shuffle cards is we can do more than just replace a business card. And I don't know if she was in the real estate space or if she participates as being maybe a designer, the fix and flips, those different types of things, giving people the advantage to showcase what they do in the digital form. So Kathy, I don't want to steal your thunder. You can take that.
No, it was really great. I actually, because I called ER about a different question and then I was like talking to him about the same thing. It's like, it was an epiphany, right? So I was at one of my networking groups yesterday and people are just like, oh, it's something about giving away a business card. And I'm just like, what? Like for them to throw it away? I don't understand. So I was like, Shuffle and our digital business card solution is way more than just replacing, which I've never said like you have to replace handing a business card away, right? You might want to upgrade it, put a QR code on it. But my point to her was, so she was an interior designer. And I was like, imagine, and she's doing interior design, Dallas, of course, like everywhere else, is just booming new houses. She's doing interior design for model homes. And I was like, imagine each stage and section of this house, you have a QR code that links to, do you like this look? Here's a QR code that links to her business card. This is who did it. This is who created this. Number one, she can put a lead capture on there, get some business. Number two, she can track those QR codes so she can see which ones are getting most traffic. And then ER and I even added on, if she has like an affiliate program that she runs selling like the couches or the rugs or whatever is in that area, that she could put a link to the store where the person could go shop. So she's just put so much information in one QR code, and she doesn't even have to be standing in the house.
Yeah.
That's a digital business card, right? So much more. So
we're all looking at ER do this because we're all looking at ER do this because he's muted again.
No, I just think that's so amazing. Here in Colorado, every year they do a parade of homes, right? It's high-end homes. People go on tours. I grew up doing that with my mom. We used to love to go to the open houses, and you'd see these amazing architectures, these amazing spaces, and these curated sort of staging, right, of the home. What a powerful opportunity for an interior designer who's putting that together and potentially even partnering with some of those retailers to say, look, this is like a digital or like a showcase. These are mini showrooms in a way. We've heard the same thing with art. Imagine going to the art gallery and you want to print. Do you want to buy the original? Do you want to buy one of the copies, etc.? Here's the QR code. It talks about the artist. It talks about the work. It talks about how you can order. And it does that without the artist even having to be there, just like that designer. I think that's so powerful Kathy, and I really appreciate you sharing that, because I think there's an opportunity for that to be a service that people can help and support people like designers or people like real estate agents or people, who have an offering to get out there and do that. And I know I talked about the affiliate program, but Kathy, you and I were having a conversation yesterday, and it was about this aspect that if you become skilled, and we talk about high value skills, guys, high value skills. Anna, you mentioned it, right? When you first got started within Elify, there's a learning curve, and not everybody wants to overcome a learning curve. In some cases, there are individuals whose time, in their opinion, is more valuable. Well, if you have those skills and can help them bridge the gap, you now have a skill value that you could sell or layer on top of Elify. And I see this all the time. We don't facilitate it, if you will. Kathy, you and I were talking about that. We don't necessarily facilitate it. Who knows, that may change in the future, but we have many users who have become so skilled in building cards and content that when they position Elify and Shuffle and Tap to fellow business owners, they're also positioning their service on top of it. Not Elify and Shuffle and Tap are a DIY platform. I want to let everybody know that. Why is that important? Because when we allow people to do it themselves, we can keep the cost accessible to everybody. However, for a lot of users out there, cost is not the objection. To Howard's point, if this tool can help you as an agent sell 5 more houses this year, it's worth the $20 hand down, because what's the commission on 5 new houses or 5 house sales? So in fact, it's not only worth the $20, it'd be worth an extra few $100s for somebody to help me put it together, build it, maintain it, or support it, in order for me to just focus on my primary focus of getting new listings, doing that type of stuff. And Jeff, I know you got your hand up and you got something to share on that along that vein. So DIY, right? Done for you. Exactly. Why don't you round out the conversation here? Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, and I saw again this same thing where this offer was do it yourself. If you can do it, great. And then the next part was done with you, yep. Right? Like this, and then done for you, where just tell me what you want and I'll go build it and I'll give it back. You get one. So anyway, that I think is if you can get those 3 concepts, that you're either going to do it yourself, do it with a little handhold, yep. Or we just completely do it for you. What do you want? And when you get it isn't yes or no. It's like, you got 3 choices with Elify.
Choice right? Best fits you. All of them work with us. Yep.
Yeah. So that I'm piling on with the idea of just get your, if everybody just even got 10%, 5% skill, a little bit better than a newbie, then they're going to want you to, help them, and then they get their account, and then you get their program. You got me going on that, but I did want to close up with something.
Yeah, go ahead.
It kind of slipped. We got on this real estate, which is on my, here we go. I put in a link, and the reason is I threw that in there. I bumbled and stumbled as I do sometimes, because I'm always looking for, inspiration, from different aspects. And get this, this really good company it's a marketing support company. I threw in the whole article, but the main bullet is this, claims mobile represents 65% of digital media. This was predicted by 2020. Now we're in 2022. 41.6 million US internet users will use mobile only, and 316% versus their laptops. And 50% of smartphone users grab their phone immediately when they wake up. So the whole idea of, and you need to sometimes do that when you're promoting a product. Before you even talk about the product, you've got to create that idea, that need, that pain point, that, hey, this is, and you get them to nod their head that, yeah, I do. I use my phone all the time. Well, aren't your customers also grabbing their phones? These statistics that you give all the time, that's why I threw that article in, just to kind of pile on. This is a fantastic article. It talks about landing mobile pages, which I love to go into mobile and try to build mobile looking, so it looks a little more like a website. But that is gold whenever you give us stats like that, because we can then take that, and hopefully everyone's taking notes or taking this article, put that into your vocabulary when you speak about. Don't talk about Elify first. Talk about statistics, facts, and pain points, and get them to go, oh yeah, you know what? You're right. I wish there was a solution. Then you lay it on them, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's what's so important. This is why at Elify, we're really focused on mobile first approach. We know what the trend is going, guys. I mean, anybody who's been around, and I'm a child of the analog era. Anybody remember when phones had little cords and they connected to the receiver, right? Anybody remember that? You know what I mean? I remember before we had an answering machine where somebody could leave us a message. Things have changed. Things have changed. The world has gone digital. And Jeff, to your point, the average person is spending something like 4.5 hours a day in front of their mobile phone. If you're in business and you're not putting your information in front of them where their attention is at, you're missing out on that opportunity. And that's really what we're trying to capitalize on here with the technology and here within the community is how do we all get in front of the people we need to get in front of, and how do we all take our businesses to the next level? So I know we're a little bit over on our time. I want to appreciate everybody who's been sharing today. I think we're going to continue with this similar format. So again, even if you shared this week and you have that same testimony you want to share next week, I'm going to be looking for more of those things. We want to share with everybody what's been going on here. That being said, I'm going to encourage you, if you're an affiliate or an ambassador, get out there and share. Get out there and share. Share this with the world. We're on a mission to spread the word. We want to join with you, link arms together and do that together. And we can all benefit from what happens as a result of that. As we always say, please will, skill, and refill over the weekend. We do 5 calls a week, as we mentioned, Monday through Friday. On Monday, we're going to kick this off with sprint planning. We understand the power of making a plan and putting that plan into action. And if you're not one who puts your plan down in writing or has your task list, that's going to be your call to action to start doing that, because the impact it can have in your business is monumental. On Tuesday, we'll be doing Tech Tuesday. You're going to want to join that for all things the Elify technology so that you can get over that learning curve and really become skilled in using the features and functions within the technology. On Wednesday, we have an ambassador Q&A call in the evening. That's where anybody who's focused on helping represent Elify as a brand can get their questions answered. On Thursdays, we do a business roundtable discussion where we talk about business ideas and concepts, and we roundtable around them. But next week, we're not going to be doing that. I just saw a guy, because it's the holiday, right? I get into that groove where we do the same thing every week. We keep it simple. We've got a holiday for Thanksgiving happening next week. So things like Thursdays, roundtable, Friday with the founders, we will not be hosting next week, and we'll pick that up the week after. We may push a few things out to the audience, but we want you guys to enjoy the holiday. In closing, I want to tell you guys, I am truly thankful for each and every one of you and all of the members of the Elify community. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. This is a team effort, and it truly is about a community of people, like-minded individuals working together for a common cause that supports everybody. So truly thankful for each and every one of you. Thankful for that you spent a little bit of time today just to learn more about Elify and be a part of this community. And we'll see everybody on Monday for sprint planning. Thank you, everybody. Take care. We'll see you guys later.